How's it going, everyone? Everyone's doing well collecting their cars, mini or real. Speaking of mini, we have number 812. Boy, this company's just crazy with the amount of products they put out. I mean, a lot of them are color variations, but they put out so many new castings as well. It's very impressive. And generally, for me, my quality control has been pretty good. I've had a few duds, but anyhow, I'm not sure why this has this giant packaging. So I'm not a fan of that. Maybe it's just wasteful. Could be one of those Miho things, but no, it doesn't say Miho. So I don't know what the deal is. Why this thing comes in this blister? Well, anyhow, the real car, the 750S Spider, cost around $340,000. It came out in 2023, and I have to assume it's still made today. It has a 740 horsepower twin turbo V8 in the back, well, rear mid-engine, and then it's got a 7-speed transmission, and it does 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 in 2.3 seconds. That's really fast. 1.13 G's through the turns, and it'll go 206 miles per hour or 332 kilometers per hour. It uses 12 miles per gallon, but I think if you can afford a car like this, you just don't care. Unless you're an environmentalist and you buy, I guess you could buy an electric car, but I don't think electric cars are good. You know, making batteries is highly polluting, and then they're pretty much disposable, because if you dent that battery, they're written off as totaled cars. So EVs are disposable cars. They're the highest form of quick garbage, I think, to pollute the planet. But leave a comment if you think otherwise. You probably have an electric car. I think if I had a solar house, I would consider getting an electric car myself, but for now I'm sticking with good old petrol. That's a crazy photo. Let's see if these lines match up here pretty well. Color, no, it's a different color, but a car this much, you can pretty much probably get any color you want. Anyways, it does match very well. These are licensed products, so it would make sense that they would probably 3D scan these or get some sort of files from McLaren. The rear end is kind of crazy on the styling. I'm not a fan. Okay, well, pretty good. So yeah, if you're new to collecting, licensed, some sort of piracy hologram, and then it's a small package, so you can actually collect it, or if you throw it away, you don't have to feel too guilty. So first thing I notice is this paint is pretty sweet. It's metallic. Hopefully that'll prevent paint rash, but it's just the clear coat's so smooth. It's very good. Alright, so next I would see the wheels, and so many people ask for this. Yay. I think it's stupid. But that's just me. The reason why it's stupid is it forces gappiness. Right? You see this gap? It's because you can't touch the metal if you want things to roll. But a hypercar is going to have a smaller gap than that. You know, so it's less realistic to have toy features on something this small. Alright, so that's why I'm not a fan. The wheels, though, they are pretty nice. They're crazy design, but MiniGT did a good job molding them. They actually are very concave. They actually look like they might come out first and then go in. So, boy, rubbing these against a curb would be crazy expensive. There's no brakes on MiniGTs. That's fine. These are not the most expensive models. I think they're pretty well, very on the lower end of pricing. There's some black paint for the vent there. Looks good. That's just a physical recess, so that looks good as well. Some sort of fuel filler door, I have to imagine. And then this brand has these like soft mirrors, although this one's harder than usual, but still better than fully rigid plastic. And like it's totally color matched, so I don't even know how they paint these properly to match the casting. Okay, so there's some black paint in this little vent as well. The tires, you know, they're kind of, well, first, they don't really wrap into the wheel as tight as they should, in my opinion, but maybe they'll prevent them from cracking in the future. A little bit knobby, you know, they're not the greatest tires. They have treads, but they just look a little weird to have those side blocks, right? These serrations that you would never see on a road tire. And also, this tire is oval. That's not round. It's, yeah, the front tire is definitely a little better, but also looks a little bit oval. Something about it's just not molded real well. Going to the front end, we have some inserted headlight covers there. They're very thin. And a little silver, I guess, for maybe some LED running lights, if I had to guess. And then this thing goes in a little bit, so it's dark. This also goes in, so it looks like a vent. Little dimples for some sensors. Alrighty. The McLaren badge. Pretty good. Is tampo printed. It actually is legible. I mean, that's pretty impressive. This is a toothpick right here. So that's a small print. And it's got two colors going on. So some black paint in those vents there. The wiper blade is raised, painted black, along with the black out of the windscreen. This side here, oh, I didn't even notice here. We got the 750 or whatever, S there. Going around to the back, we have some painted taillights. They're like a metallic red. Some black paint in here, some funky molded details. Some reflectors painted red. Oh, cool, we have a license plate telling you it's a 750S. That is very appreciated because I find these cars all look the same, and so it also says McLaren, although that's really hard to read. Boy, I don't know what that would be. Maybe a third brake light or something. Those are the exhausts. They're nicely recessed. You got this texture of the grille looking good. It's actually a protruding texture though. And then there's actually air passing underneath this wing, so that could be a separate piece. Alright, the top, we have some sort of carbon texture, kind of, sort of. Black paint for the vents are nice. This looks like carbon kind of as well, so that's good. Alright, this is just black. Interesting. You wouldn't see an engine. Why wouldn't you have the engine visible on a car that's expensive? Well, anyways, these flying buttresses or whatnot are clear, and there's venting going around there. Interesting. Nice seat details. This center column's got a bunch of molded buttons, and there's a screen, I guess. Alright, then the steering wheel here is all hollowed out. Very cool. And an instrument binnacle, some venting. Standard molded black details, pretty good. And the side mirrors have a recess, so you might be able to get like some silver paint in there and then wipe off the excess. So you could add that detail pretty easily. Going to the bottom though, let's see, we have the brand. Oh, nice. We know exactly what the car is. Not just a 750 Spider, but what year of Spider. So that's very cool. It's very rare for me to see any indication of what the car is by this brand. So I hope this is a new trend where they actually tell you what the car is. Or this could be forced by McLaren. Some sort of rivet details there. This is a metal base if you're into heavy objects. Alright, well, not bad, I guess. Yeah. So comparison time. I'm not sure why I chose a brown coaster. I never use it, so I feel a little bad for it. So I'm going to put a few different brands in no particular order. This is a Granny & Partners 650S. Yes, okay, you do have engine details on that one. This is a Sparky, or Spark, of a 720 SGT3. This here is another Granny & Partners with a 675 LT. I put license plates on those little aftermarket license plates you can buy. This is another thing, 540C from that brand. And the last one is a Kyosho of the 650S. So, a bunch of McLarens with numerical displacements. I don't know if these are all successors and predecessors or not, to be honest with you. So this one actually reminds me of the Audi A8 with those big side vents sticking out. So Granny & Partners just came and went. They had this hypercar collection. I reviewed it if you want to look it up. They're not the greatest models, but they were sold at convenience stores, so you can't expect the greatest models sold at a convenience store. I think considering that, they're actually pretty good. They're probably pretty expensive on eBay now, though, because they've been out of production for a while. Well, MiniGT just continuing on the train of success, making a lot of really affordable diecast collectible vehicles. Yeah, I can't really complain on this one. There's no major problems. It even tells me what the car is. That's a big highlight for me, because when I pull up models for comparison, I like to know what I'm comparing. So that's just a very positive review today. I just don't really like this generation of styling from McLaren. I find that the headlights look very insect-like, and also the rear ends. I don't even know how to describe the rear ends of these things. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you the next time we get a Mini GT in.